heard it, yeah.
And I don't remember it either.
He killed about half the country.
Oh, yeah. And the mama died, and just a few hours later, the little girl died. Well, that left them with nobody.
Uncle William didn't take them first, didn't
No,
they? Got another half
Henry
brother?
took them first.
I never knew him.
I never knew him either.
You didn't?
No, but let me tell you what
Were
happened.
there two half brothers?
Henry and William.
Okay.
And Henry took them. And they said he was mean to them, and Uncle William found out about it, and he went and got them.
Yeah, he went and took them away.
He went, and
then
they had
Uncle
a
Jeff
big
was gonna
falling
take
out, huh?
Aunt Lily and Uncle Jeff was gonna take them. And Uncle William got them from them.
No, he got them from Henry.
I thought that they went to Uncle Jeff and Aunt Lily.
Well, now, that's not what Aunt Lula told me.
When I get you, okay, all right.
She told me that he went to Henry's and got them, and they had a falling out over it. And Henry left and went
Uncle
to Fort
William
Smith.
and Henry had a falling out.
Yes, and Henry went to Fort Smith to live, and lived there till he died. Raised his family there. And when he died, I was about 9 years old. We had just moved to Cabot, and he died with a heart attack, I'm sure. And Daddy and Uncle William and Uncle Sam went to Fort Smith to the funeral.
And Daddy drove.
And Daddy drove.
And they were all scared.
Get your hands off your mouth, I can't hear you.
Muffles your voice.
I can't hear
Yeah,
anything.
I know.
Uh,
I've heard that story about how scared they were, so they put Daddy to
yeah,
drive.
they said they drove at night.
How old
They
was
left out
he?
late in the evening. When they found out he had died, they left. It was late in the evening, and they drove to Fort Smith. Now, that was a long trip. And I don't remember what kind of car we had. It was probably an old Model A of some kind.
What year was it?
I guess it was about 37.
So now, who died at this point?
Henry,
This
Uncle
is-
William's brother.
Your dad's
Half brother.
half
The
brother
one that
helped
first
raise him.
took the kids after
This
Dad
is
and Mom died.
John Floyd Abbott and his sister. Is that right?
Uncle Sam and Daddy and Aunt Lula.
Aunt Lula,
Aunt
okay.
Lula had already
I remember
been
Aunt Lula.
Jack, and they couldn't feed themselves.
Yeah, I know Daddy used to take food to him.
Yeah,
So this is during the Depression. So what did he moved to Cabot? He had a business in Lone Oak, and lost everything because of the Depression, I guess.
oh yeah.
So he moved to Cabot to start over.
Well, he moved to Cabot for what reason I had never figured out.
He must have
moved
thought
up there and didn't even have a job.
Well, what did he do?
But he
once
went
got
to
there?
work in a barber shop up there for Ivan Ross.
Okay.
Did he?
Yeah, and it wasn't long till he put in his own barber shop.
Now, what had he done in Lone Oak that he lost? He had a barber shop
He
there
had a barber shop in front, and in the back he had a cleaning plant.
Dry
for
cleaners.
dry cleaning.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did real well. It was a big cleaning plant. He'd go all over the country picking up clothes, and he sold men's suits, you know.
Really?
They made them.
Now, I want to frame this for, like, say, people later on might be watching this. Your dad, John Floyd Abbott, did all this. He had one leg the whole time.
Sure.
Now, what did he had some kind of an attachment, a wooden leg or something?
No, he had a prosthesis.
Okay.
Well, that
His
one
leg was all for. Y'all never did let me finish telling
Oh,
you
I'm
about
sorry, go ahead.
losing that leg.
Okay, yeah.
They went to Little Rock and they took that leg off. And she brought that leg back and buried it beside the wall.
Really?
In
Is it
Sumner.
besides
Sumner
his daddy?
Cemetery.
Aunt Lily or Aunt Lula used to show me when I was after Daddy died where his leg was buried. It's beside his daddy.
That's right.
Okay.
But anyway,
You know, I told you it was right there, so I guess it's right beside him. Then
yeah.
okay.
But anyhow, they took the leg off about here.
Halfway between his hip and his knee.
Then they would let him come home, and it abscessed again. He had to go back and have the rest of it cut off. And it was cut off right nearly to his body. He had a little stub about this long.
Just under the hip?
Hmm?
Just under
It
the
was,
hip?
it was long on that, Marjorie.
Was it his right or his
That
left
long,
leg?
and it fit down in that wooden
That's
leg.
right, but it
It had
was.
a sock on it. It had a sock that went on it, And this wooden leg was not like anything
Hang on,
you
stop,
see
stop,
now.
stop, stop.
It wasn't a wooden leg.
All right, go ahead.
It was wood.
It was made out of something like, I don't know what they called it.
It was a wooden leg. Now, I know what I'm talking about here now.
All right.
He had two wooden legs.
Was
He
one
had
for
a wooden
work and
leg
one for
that he
Sunday?
put dress pants on to go to work or to church. He had a wooden leg to go work. They had on work clothes.
Hmm.
And each one of them had either a work shoe or a dress shoe on.
Attached to
Yeah.
it. Did it
Oh,
have
yeah,
a?
They
And
weren't
this-
made out
this
of wood.
leg
They were
had
made
a
out
knee.
of some other material.
So I was gonna say, did it have a joint of some
It
kind
had
where
a
it could
knee.
move?
Oh,
And
yeah.
it would fold up like this,
Mhm.
but when it got straight, it stopped. It had a stop on it.
Hmm.
And he had no control over when it folded up.
Except by moving.
He had to learn to
Yeah.
stand on it when it got straight.
Yeah.
And if you watched him walk, you just thought he was crippled a little bit. You wouldn't know he had one leg.
Pause a second.
Because he,
I do. I can tell you all about it.
Okay.
That's why he developed these
Because he
humongous
walked on
shoulders, because he
walked on crutches, yeah.
Then after that, he got a wooden leg. A piece of wood, that somehow fit. He was still a young teenager. Then they had a program that came in children's, I don't know.
To help children.
A government
Yeah,
program?
it was a government
Okay.
program.
Yeah.
And he was probably about 17 or 18 years old. And they took him up and sent him to college. And he went to Conway and went to college to be a school teacher.
Yeah.
Your dad did.
He did. I didn't know that.
Did he get a degree?
I evidently, whatever he had to teach,
He did finish whatever they needed at that time.
I can't tell you what it was.
Right.
They didn't require as much then.
Well, I understand,
Oh,
but
they
he-
do now.
No,
Yeah.
But anyway,
But he did go
he
get an
taught one
education.
year and he said, "That's not for me."
He used to tell that to me. He said, "Listen, I can find a better way to make a living than putting up with all them kids." And I never could understand that because Daddy loved kids.
He loved kids, and when
But
he
he
had that,
couldn't fool with no school teacher.
and whenever he put in that bar, now I told you to go stay in your bed.
Hey,
Hey, Katie.
Well, he was outside.
Hey, while we're
But anyway, he went back to school to be a barber.
Barbara, I had for years, and I don't know what happened to him, but I had his diploma from the barber college.
Extension cord.
I thought the battery was charged, but it didn't last very long on this old
Let's see.
camera.
I've got plenty of help.
Oh,
He
my
broke his hip
goodness.
He
getting
broke
his
the other
leg.
hip.
He broke the other
The
leg.
other
No.
hip?
The hip.
Broke his hip. I think
The other one.
Fortune broke his hip. He was in the hospital racing on wheelchairs,
He
and they
broke
had
his,
a wreck and broke his other leg, and he'd laugh and
he
say,
broke his ankle.
"Well, that's for part of your leg, ain't
He
it?"
fell off the porch and broke his hip.
He'd say, "Me and this other boy was racing down the hall on them wheelchairs, and we had a wreck, and I broke the only leg I had left."
Yeah,
Now, was-
he did. You're right, he fell off the porch and broke the hip.
He fell off
And then he
the horse
fell out of the
like a
hip.
wheel.
He was racing in a wheelchair, and somehow he wouldn't stop. He didn't stop, he kept going. Broke his ankle. So he was doomed both ways because the hip was giving him all kinds of trouble. See, back then, they didn't know to pin him back, they just let him heal.
Now, was it his right or his left leg that he had removed?
Right.
His right leg was removed?
But he didn't let any
His
of
right
that
leg
stop
cut
him.
off right here.
He kept right on going,
Hang on.
didn't he?
He
Show me
took it off,
again.
and he could-
Never
he
let
took that leg
Hang on, hang on. Show me again what you just did. Show me.
He never
It was
let
cut off where?
anything stop him.
Show the camera what you just did.
What?
He was amazing.
You said where it got cut off at.
Oh, right there.
His leg was cut off right there.
Just
Now-
halfway, maybe a little more than halfway.
Yeah, see
So he
that,
had a stump about that long, and he put a sock on it, and this wooden leg fit up over that sock, and he had a huge belt that he went around his waist to hold it up, and it must have weighed 50 pounds,
it
all
was
of it.
horrible, it had a big
I'm telling you
steel
what it was.
thing around it.
Yeah.
But now,
See how
this
he
must
stood.
have built up his strength in the rest of his body then.
The strength he got was walking on crutches before he got a wooden leg.
Okay. Now,
But his children, this organization bought him his first prosthesis.
Okay. He had 2 of them. I don't know about the
Well,
other.
Yeah, you
through
told me
the-
that, a
through the
Sunday one and a
years,
work
He
one.
got 2 of them, yeah.
He had, as far back as I remember,